There are some people in life whose sacrifices are so quiet that we don't notice them until it's too late. This is the story of David, a young man whose greatest blessing was standing beside him all along. When David was only 12 years old, tragedy struck. His father passed away, leaving behind nothing but debts and heartbreak. From that day on, his mother, Grace, became both mother and father. Every morning before sunrise, she left their tiny mud house carrying a basket of vegetables on her head. She washed people's clothes, worked in the market, and accepted any job she could find. Some days she returned home exhausted. Some nights she went to bed hungry. But David never knew. She always made sure there was food on his plate before thinking about herself. Education became her greatest mission. There were days when she counted her last few coins just to pay his school fees. She even sold the only valuable thing she owned, her wedding ring, because she believed her son's future was worth every sacrifice. Whenever David apologized for being a burden, Grace simply smiled. "My son," she would say, "one day you will become a great man." Years passed. Her prayers were answered. David graduated from university with honors. As he walked across the graduation stage, his mother stood in the crowd with tears rolling down her face. Every painful day, every sleepless night, every sacrifice had finally become worth it. Soon after graduation, David secured a high-paying job in the city. For the first time in his life, he lived in a beautiful apartment, wore expensive suits, drove nice cars, and enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle. Everyone expected him to finally give his mother the peaceful life she deserved. But something unexpected happened. Although David was now successful, he continued depending on his elderly mother. Whenever he needed money, he called her. Whenever his apartment was dirty, he called her. Whenever he needed someone to care for his children, he called her. Grace never complained. Despite growing older, she traveled long distances just to cook his meals, clean his home, wash his clothes, and babysit her grandchildren. People often joked that David was still enjoying his mother's sacrifices. He laughed and replied, "She's my mother. That's what mothers do." But time never waits for anyone. The woman who once carried heavy baskets could barely carry herself. Her hands trembled, her eyesight faded, walking became painful. Yet she continued smiling every time she saw her son. One rainy evening, Grace picked up her phone. "My son," she whispered, "I don't feel well." David looked at the clock. He was preparing for an important business dinner. "Mom, can it wait until tomorrow? I'm busy. I only wanted to hear your voice. I'll call you later." He ended the call. Later never came. The following morning, David received a phone call that changed his life forever. "Please come quickly. It's your mother." His heart pounded as he rushed to her house. When he arrived, an ambulance was already waiting. Grace had suffered a severe stroke. She survived, but she could no longer speak. Standing beside her hospital bed, David watched tears slowly roll down her face. For the first time in his life, he realized who truly needed help. Without hesitation, he took leave from work. He moved back into his mother's small house. Every morning he prepared her breakfast. He helped her walk again. He fed her. He read to her. And every night, he silently cried beside her bed. One afternoon, while cleaning her cupboard, David discovered several old notebooks. They were his mother's diaries. As he opened the pages, tears filled his eyes. "I skipped dinner today so David could eat. I sold my wedding ring to pay his school fees. I prayed that God would bless my son, even if I never enjoy the blessing." David broke down completely. For the first time, he understood the true cost of his success. Months later, Grace slowly regained her voice. Her very first words were not about her pain. They were not complaints. She looked at her son with a gentle smile and softly asked, "My son, have you eaten?" David could no longer hold back his tears. Even after everything she had suffered, she was still thinking about him. That moment changed his life forever. He turned down promotions that would take him far away. He chose to stay close to his mother. When people questioned his decision, he smiled and answered, "My mother gave me the best years of her life. Now it's my turn to give her mine." Years later, Grace peacefully passed away in her sleep. At her funeral, the church was filled with people whose lives she had touched. Standing before them, David wiped away his tears and said, "I spent years receiving from my mother without realizing how much she had already given. If your parents are still alive, call them, visit them, thank them, because one day, you'll wish you had just one more chance." A mother's love asks for very little, yet it gives everything. Never wait until tomorrow to appreciate the people who sacrificed today for your future, because love is priceless, and time never waits. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who still has the chance to tell their mother or father, "Thank you." Sometimes, those two words mean more than we can ever imagine.